Bitcoin's bouncing hard, but is this the real breakout or just another fake out in a bigger trap? Meanwhile, gold just hit new all-time highs, bond yields are ripping, and the Fed is dead silent. China slapping back with over 100% tariffs, and everyone is asking, are we headed into a recession or something bigger? Today I'm breaking down the full picture. Bitcoin's chart, the broader market, and what all this macro chaos really means for crypto. Let's get into it. Bitcoin analysis has been pretty much right on. We are in this wedge, right? This triangle, the lower part right here. Tested it a few times recently, and so far, off of these two tests, you can see that we've had a little bit of an upswing in these last couple of days, but really anything to be really excited about. I mean, it's nice to see Bitcoin at 84,000, right? When the rest of the market was going down, but we'll take a look at everything else. Right now, Bitcoin is at 84,125, and for me to get somewhat excited, right? And for the continuation to happen, this is the scenario. Bitcoin would have to break through this with strength, right? Think of big candles, right? Some type of big candle like that. Break through it with strength. The big candle right now, it's forming a big candle, right? Or this candle right here on the 9th. That was a big rebound off of this support line, right? The bottom of this triangle, right? If we can do that, continue here, right? Yesterday, as you can see, it tried to give back, but as I mentioned, it didn't look like a breakdown. It was just a pullback, and so far today, a continuation, right? After the pullback, let's see if we can break through this 84, this line. Now, if we can break through it with strength, then there's a possibility that we're going to try to get to 90, all right, and see what happens there, because that would be the psychological level. Could be, if we can break through it with strength, we might have to come back and retest like this, okay, and then we have to check to see if this is okay. It doesn't always have to do that, right? It doesn't always have to do that. It could come up high and then come back down later, right, depending. But first things first, we got to see it break above this. If not, it's just doing what it's doing, consolidating, like I mentioned to you guys that it possibly could be doing, right? What else there? All right, if we get rejected here, then obviously we're gonna come back down, not all at once, but we could come back down to retest this area, right? Which I think maybe we do in the next couple of weeks. Depends on how long Bitcoin wants to stay around here, right? Depends on how long it takes for things to turn around. And I think giving it that type of time frame, if it happens earlier, great, right? It meaning if Bitcoin starts breaking out of here, moving up earlier, great. But if we give it a few weeks to a couple months, then we have that in our mind, and we're not too worried about it if we do consolidate sideways. We don't get anxious about it. All right, this is just like a mid-cycle lull, right? A mid-cycle correction. If you look at it in kind of the bigger picture, look at it in like the 1 week. After this big run up, it's just a drop, right? Nothing crazy, nothing out of the ordinary. And this is actually a bullish pattern, right? This drop right here. Eventually, I think it's going to go to the upside, and eventually I think we're going to go much higher. Okay, so again, opportunity, guys. That's what this Bitcoin chart is telling me. Let's take a look at the broader markets, because we do need to get an idea. Let's take a look at the monthly, actually, really quickly. Although this month is brand new, so. But how's it going so far? Stays like that, to me, that would mean, I mean, it could be holding before continuation down, right? If this, because we are heading down, but we'll see. We still have a long month to go, and if we could have a body over this line right here or higher and close something along those lines back into the 90s, that would be ideal. And I don't think it's out of the question. 84,000, right? Let's see if this was in fact where Bitcoin is bottoming out, and if that is in fact the case, then positioning yourselves accordingly will probably help sometime later this year. All right, now let's take a look at the broader markets. That's all I'm going to say about Bitcoin. I've been watching Ethereum lately because I just know how important Ethereum is to things. Maybe it doesn't come down here, but I think Ethereum is going to be just fine. I think for a large cap, a massive cap, I mean, this thing can run close to 10,000. It's at 1,500 right now. It's not a bad return on a lot less risk. What, quote unquote, a lot less risk, right? Ethereum is the #2 crypto in the world. Let's see, DXY dropping. All right, generally good for crypto. Next area of resistance right here, 97.581. One of the ingredients that we need for a bull run, we have right there. Okay, Dow Jones, Nasdaq, S&P 500. All right, finally giving some type of breather, right, to Bitcoin. Because I mean, if these things keep going down, Bitcoin is going to be pressured to go down as well, guys. All right, everything is correlated. Okay, here's one that we don't really look at too much, but this is a good it's up at 60 bucks, but still pretty low. Oil, right? Oil, US oil. That's good. That part of the reason I think why inflation is also down. One of the reasons, because I know they look at this. I forget what they take away as well, but interesting. Gold just ripping right through. We're going to talk about the implications of this, but this might not be that bad for Bitcoin too. Okay, if Bitcoin is considered digital gold, how long it takes for that really to take effect, for people to really start believing that. Maybe we're witnessing the beginnings of that now. Maybe it could be. It's definitely too early, but I mean, it's something to keep in mind, right? And let's take a look at others, because I love altcoins, low cap meme coins, and others is respecting the structure. Okay, notice how that is. All right, it's respecting the structure so far, right? And that bodes well, right? Because if this structure continues, if this pattern continues going up this line, where do you think the next stop is? At a peak here, maybe we'll come down, or maybe we just go parabolic. I think we do at some point. All right, but first we got to break through all this area. But at least it's holding on structurally, right? It's respecting the structure. I think that's it. And I think that's it for that. And let this others, if you don't know, this is the market cap of crypto excluding the top 10. That's what I look at it, because it gives me an idea of what these guys are doing. And Mr. Migos is moving up. Toshi to me looks like it honestly is getting ready to start moving. Look at this little cup and handle right there. Keyboard cat, green, dogging me, green, holding strong right there. I like that. All right. Macro breakdown segment. All right, this is for today. Let's step back and talk macro, because a lot's happening behind the charts that's going to matter big time for crypto over the coming weeks and months. First off, we got solid PPI data. Producer price index came in lower than expected, signaling easing inflation at the wholesale level. Normally that's bullish. Markets barely flinched, although right now they're starting to move. We're starting to see some green, as we just saw, which tells you one thing: inflation is not what traders are watching right now. The real tension is coming up from the bond market and from what's shaping up to be a serious escalation in global trade tensions. I will say the PPI helped, right? But I mean, it's also not, it didn't cause it to just start going crazy, these markets. But I mean, it's holding up, and signs of a possible floor, right? All around. Signs of a possible floor. Let's see if they can pull a V-shaped recovery, talking about the indexes, the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, or if maybe some more sideways consolidation. Again, I would like to be wrong on my time frame and have a rebound happen a lot faster than I thought, in the next couple of weeks, right? A week. But I just, again, give it the time frame of a couple to a few weeks to a couple to a few months, all right? Something like that. All right, so back to this. China hits back, tariffs over 100%. China has reportedly raised tariffs over 100%, directly retaliating against Trump's aggressive moves, and they had some things to say about it on Twitter. 145% tariffs on China and 10% flat tariff across the board, and new ones in Mexico. This is talking about Trump. That is starting to look like a full-blown trade war between China and the US. Not something we really want to see. We'll see what's going on there. Trump says that he's buddies with this guy, let's see. He says that they want to make a deal. Let's see. What I saw from China was saying U.S. is being a bully, and I forget something else. That it wasn't flattering. Okay, and the markets are feeling it. You got supply chain shocks looming, higher costs for consumer and businesses, and real fears that this could tip the U.S. and possibly the world into a recession. Recession is something that we don't really want to see. That's the word that keeps popping up. Recession. Yeah, today for sure. The Fed radio silence. And where's the Fed in all of this? Silent. No signal, no direction. They might be waiting for the CPI data before acting, but the longer they stay quiet, the more uneasy the market gets. The bond market is already on edge, and the Fed staying out of the conversation only adds fuel to the fire. I will say this, but it's only it's only a rumor that the Fed says they are ready to step in if necessary regarding the whole bond situation. Okay, and talking about whole bond situation, bond market turmoil. Let's talk about that. The 30-year treasury yield just had its biggest weekly gain since 1982. That means bonds are being sold off hard and yields are rising fast. So who's selling? There's rumors. China, maybe Japan, possibly both, and it might not just be about dumping treasuries. There's speculation they're moving that capital into gold, which makes sense. Gold just hit a new all-time high. We just saw the chart right here. Look at that. Where are we? So someone's buying hard. I think the thinking is this: if you're losing faith in US debt or the dollar's long-term stability, you rotate into hard assets, gold, maybe even Bitcoin. So that's why I said that this gold move could actually be positive eventually for Bitcoin, maybe. What this means for crypto. So what does it mean for all of us? If treasury selling continues, if gold keeps running, and if the Fed stays on the sidelines too long, crypto becomes the alternative again. Not just for retail, but for institutions looking for a store of value outside of the traditional system. Bitcoin is still holding strong around 79,000 to 80,000. If this macro narrative continues to unravel and the Fed pivots or even hints at intervention, which they supposedly just rumors, did today, that could be the spark of the next leg up. And that hint of intervention, actually, now that I think of it, might be the reason why, we are seeing a little bit more green, right? The PPI came out, it was like, okay. And now the Fed, rumors of the Fed saying they're ready to intervene with any issues. Okay. So interesting. Well, let's see what happens. We got to take it day by day. We can't get too excited when things look nice, and we can't get too down when things look bad, right? Keep it even keeled. So yeah, watch your charts, but keep your eyes on the bond market, the Fed, and who's buying gold, because that's where the real story is unfolding, boys and girls. It's basically that's the story they put to these movements, basically. All right, that's the narrative that's being put. But narratives push things, right? Things that go on at the macro level do affect these charts, right? They're called shocks, right? Although maybe the chart doesn't see it, there's an external shock that happens and it causes a move that, maybe if it didn't come, it would have just done something else, right? Probably did something else and it causes it to move up or move down, right? All right, cool, guys. I think that's really it. That's all I wanted to bring to your attention today. All right, things are looking okay. Short term, let's see which direction Bitcoin goes. The more little catalysts, the more positive things that we get, right? The more clarity we get, I think the more things will start turning around. Price will actually start to respond. People will get more interested and get more bullish, and we will start seeing the moves up, guys. We will start seeing the moves up. Just prepare yourself, get yourself ready for when bad days come, and they will. Red days, don't go crazy. Just like when good days come, don't go crazy. Keep it even keeled. Guys, leave it there. If you can, please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment. Trying to grow this channel. All that stuff really does help. With all that said, I will see you guys Monday, because have a good weekend. Until then, peace.